Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to a Chart Nerd technical analysis video. Today we will be discussing VELO, looking at its weekly time frame, but also its monthly, because there's something very important that I wanted to share with you guys. So I hope you're all well, and let's dive into the content. Now, what I wanted to focus on here for VELO on its weekly time frame was this structure that we've had since this all-time low. So you can see that we had an all-time low back in December of 2022, which created this yearly level of support for VELO, and we then had this insane rally that brought us up to this level of resistance in February, which created this yearly resistance for VELO. So you can see that over time, since the all-time low, we are gradually coiling up and putting in these higher highs and higher lows. So right now, you know that we've been focusing on this triangle pattern, the symmetrical triangle for VELO that's been occurring for the past sort of 6 to 7 months. And we're really coming into this apex right now, looking to make a decision. Now, obviously, there's one of two ways that this could play out, but considering market sentiment, right now my favor is in theory of the bullish side, where we do sort of come into this apex and actually break out of this triangle resistance that we have here and look for the push on back to this yearly resistance. And if this gets taken out, then I think it's absolute fireworks for VELO, and we could see some real hyped sort of euphoric moves coming into Q1 of 2025, potentially Q4 of 2024. Still, we just need to see how it goes for Bitcoin moving forward too. So with that in mind, the bullish outlook is that we do get out of this resistance, hold it as support, and then look for the breakout to this yearly resistance level. That's what we want to see here for VELO, and obviously if we do get that, then it's absolutely fantastic. But we need to keep in mind all scenarios and just have ourselves covered just in case we do see sort of a dark turn, maybe in December. Who knows? Something could happen that could just scare away the markets. It's, you know, it happens sometimes. Everything looks fantastic and it's doing so well, but you never know what's around the corner. This is crypto and we have to be prepared, not financial advice. So just in case it does come into this and we do lose this sort of triangle apex that we're coming into, then it just brings us back down to this yearly support level, guys. And I think it would just offer at that point a prime level of opportunity. But right now, as I said, I don't see that. I really don't see it playing out as of such, but we have to monitor it. So what you'll notice as well in the weekly time frame is that in these highs and this correction here, if we just analyze what we've just done, so I'm going to get rid of these arrows and I'm going to keep it at this sort of magnification just to keep it simple. But you can see I've spoke about in many videos, we've had this wave 1, this is the wave 2 down here, we had the wave 3, which was our resistance on the triangle, wave 4 to support on the triangle, which we've just come into in this falling channel / ABC. And right now, as I've said, we're looking for the wave 5, which could bring us up to this yearly resistance point. And this is where it really kickstarts the game for VELO moving forward. So really and truly, again, if you have been here and watching my content, you will notice that I did speak on this several times, that from this resistance point, all we've had is an A, a B, and a C correction within this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move that we're looking for. This was just a complex ABC correction, and now we're looking for continuation of the trend. So VELO is doing absolutely everything it needs to here on the weekly time frame to see its push up. And with market sentiment, I do think it's going to come for VELO. It has been a little bit lackluster, and a lot of the community are still on edge, and I've seen a lot of people turn their faces against VELO. But really and truly, guys, I think this is a real gem, not financial advice. And we should keep our eyes on it, because Q4 is going to be a very exciting time for the whole market space in general, not just entirely for VELO itself. But there's some fantastic things that are coming out. So do stay tuned on X. You can follow me on there if you want to keep up with more content. But right now, I do think what it looks like is we've had this impulsive wave 3, the ABC wave 4, and we're looking for the wave 5 breakout, which takes us to this yearly resistance and potentially tackles out of this local high. Now, again, as I said, if that does come into play, this is where the game really starts to kick off for VELO. So what I also wanted to show you now on the monthly time frame, give me a second because I'll just switch over, is I think you're gonna love it, guys. I do. 1 second, bear with me. Right, so let's cover the monthly. So what I wanted to show you is a lot of the time what I use on my charts is the 20 EMA and the 55. A lot of people have a preference for 50, but the 55 is just something I like to use, and it's something I've always used for a long time. And what I've done here today is added the 10 EMA. So this is an EMA that needs to sort of be reclaimed in order to see the push up to the 20. So this is the 20 EMA here, this yellow line, the monthly 20 EMA, and this is the monthly 10. Now, ever since these highs for all-time highs for VELO, we don't have the data points here, but you could probably get the gist right here, that this 10 EMA, this monthly blue 10 EMA, has been a very strong level of resistance since we had that crash. Now, we got back above this 10 EMA, sorry, in March, and this is where we had that really sort of curve bottom breakout, and we took off here for VELO and put in this wave 3 high in May. So at this point, these 2 months right here of this year, of March and April of this year, sorry, were the sort of signs to say this is where the lows are coming in here. We've got higher lows, we've got higher highs right now, and we're holding above this 10 EMA, this blue line within the triangle. So on the monthly time frame, yes, we've come up in this impulsive move. Right now, we're just coiling back, holding support on this 10 EMA. We've been holding it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. For the past 6 months in this triangle, we've been holding support. Hold support, don't go short. That's the saying in crypto, not financial advice. But normally I have the 55 on, and that's on the weekly. So on the weekly time frame, not to confuse you guys, I am still looking for the weekly 20 and 55 EMA bull cross. I will cover that in a second. But this on the monthly, again, a larger time frame, just gives a bit more security in a sense. It's more reliable because it's a more of a macro sort of trend. So again, just holding this 10 EMA here, started its curve, this journey is building up, and what we want to see ideally is this EMA continue to hold and come up here whilst the yellow is coming down on our heads, because if this starts to draw in for a cross, I think what will happen is VELO will start looking to get really impulsive, and this is where we could see those higher targets really start coming in for VELO in the near short term. As you know, we do have a technical target up to 0.010, so 11 cents, around 10 to 11 cents I think it was we was looking at, and this is because it's the 0618 retracement back to the all-time high from the all-time low. So we're coming from this low, trying to get back to the all-time high, and we've started this journey. You can see we're gradually working our way up here, holding support on the 10 EMA, looking for the bounce up. So we do have the 20 as resistance on our heads, and VELO hasn't retested that since it fell from its all-time high. So I would expect sorry for the noise in the background, I would expect this monthly 20 EMA that's coming down on our heads here, if VELO does run into that at some point, this is where I think we could get a pullback before looking for that continuation up to 10 cents, potentially pretty soon. It could happen pretty soon, guys. Okay, one influx of a large volume candle for VELO, and it could come pretty soon. Again, we have been building up in this range for 6 to 7 months, waiting for a decision to be made. So that's the sort of key thing I wanted to show you on the monthly. The 10 EMA is coiling up right here. If this does start to curl up and we do start to see a breakout of the triangle, holding it as support, then I think the 20 EMA at a minimum is going to come very, very soon. And right now that sits at 0.035. Is there any confluence with the triangle breakout here? Maybe if we measure the breakout of the triangle, and if VELO does sort of come into play and break it, if we do come and break it this month, you can see that the triangle that we're actually in has a technical target right up to the 20 EMA that's coming down on our head. So again, a bit of confluence there for you too. Now, some people would look at this as a potential bull flag, and I've analyzed this before, and that Adam and Eve that I've mentioned many times. So if it is a bull flag, we're going from that lie to that low to this high, and if we measure that again, sorry, it's not a perfect one that I've drawn on the chart. So once we do get the breakout, then this is where it gives us that confirmation of sort of looking to push further beyond this 10 cents and could even come up to 17 to 20 cents if this is a large bull flag that we've sort of coiled up in and we're looking for that last explosive move. Something to keep in mind moving forward for VELO. Now again, so just to keep that on the cards, the 0.044 range is also a level of resistance that was for several months sort of a range that VELO was playing around with back in 2022, and it eventually fell. So if it does sort of work its way back up as well and push on beyond the 20 EMA, you have the 050 above is 0.044 that might act as resistance, but really and truly this is still the technical target. It's also the technical target of the Adam and Eve bottom. So if we go from sort of support to resistance there and we break out of that right here on the neckline, then you can see that it brings us up to that 10 cents. So really and truly the vision hasn't changed. That is still the technical target for VELO. Now before I go, the last thing, we're going to go back to the weekly time frame here and look at the triangle pattern that we are in for VELO currently as it stands. I'll just get this back on for us, 1 second. So if we look at it currently as it stands, what I'm going to do is change this 10 EMA and put it as a 55 EMA, the one that we normally use. So we can look at the weekly bull cross that we're looking to form here for VELO, the first golden cross, right? So we're coming, as I said, right into this apex. We are squeezing right now into this corner looking for the break, and I think right here somewhere in the next month or two, coming into December, is where the decision will be made for VELO. We could, guys, come up to this high, people get excited, and then come back for the low again, and then go for the breakout. This is the thing. We need to be cautious within this apex. We just have to monitor this sort of period moving forward over the next sort of 4 to 5 weeks, a little bit longer actually, 6 weeks, leading into the end of December, because really and truly it could get quite frustrating, and then out of nowhere, this is where you get the pop. Okay, now think about it. The longer that this draws out, the bigger the break's going to be, the larger the impulse. And as I said, a bullish cross on the weekly time frame for the 20 and the 55 for the first time in VELO's history would be an absolutely monstrous signal. It's a signal you do not want to ignore. Believe me, when these, I can show you multiple of examples, but that's for another video. But when they occur, and especially for the first time on a project that, you know, had its inception and struggled in the previous market, and, you know, it's just crashed ever since for the last few years, with many other altcoins 80-90%. So this right here, I think right now is a critical point for VELO moving forward. Optimal opportunities and entry points within this sort of apex. If you can get another touch point on this support, I really wouldn't fade it. But right now we do look really good here for VELO. And as you'll notice, something else that's very good right now is the fact that we've actually bounced off of this support. And last week we closed out, yesterday, sorry, we closed out above the 20 EMA. You'll see that there. VELO closed above its 20 EMA. So the 20 EMA back then was roughly 13.2. We had the closeout yesterday at 13.5. And right now we're going for the push, and we're even above the 55 EMA. So is this third time lucky? Because you'll notice we came up, had an attempt here to form it, got overextended, came back down, built the double bottom. We had the breakout here, which looked like the bullish cross was going to form again, but it didn't, and we've come back down. Now we've got the support again right here. Could we come up, come back down, squeeze here in the apex, and drag these EMAs up at the same time, get the break, and then form this bullish cross over time? That's ridiculously unhealthy, that chart. But really and truly, I think and I hope that this cross is going to form within this apex of the triangle, and VELO is going to get this massive explosion we've been waiting for. So that's it from me today, guys. A bit of a drag on there, but I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please do give it a like, comment, and subscribe if I'm lucky. Take care from Chart Nerd TA. Peace out.